All right. If you could, just give me your name, spell it out, and what your title is.
It's Stephen Hinkle, Stephenhinkle, and I'm the administrative captain.
All right. Could you just give me a brief overview of like the history of the free speech area, like how it got the title free speech area and whatnot?
The history of it, I'm not sure of. I've been here since 1999, and they have always had it. I'm assuming it's because they didn't want people to actually go out and interrupt classes and walkways and everything else for the students, so they had to put them in a centralized place to where they could still be heard and seen, but not interrupt the flow of business.
Right.
So I'm assuming that's why that started. Last I heard, it was still over next to the student union and between the student union and the library. They do allow it certain times at the circle or over by the football stadium, depending on who's coming in. And obviously those people that come in, they request to be at certain locations, and the university has to approve that.
Right. So, in your opinion, would you say that students are aware of the fact that free speech is allowed everywhere on campus, or do you think they think that it's just allowed in that one area?
I'm sure most people are aware that they can speak freely anywhere, but I also feel that they understand that if it's something that's going to be controversial, most of the time they're going to request to use that free speech area or be in that area to do whatever they're going to talk about.
So, do you not have any knowledge of like the Supreme Court case of I think it was 2004, whenever they did designate it as this is the only area where you can speak freely, and they went to the Supreme Court case? Did you know anything about that?
That I don't.
Okay. So, in your opinion, do you think the students do a pretty good job of staying within that area?
Yeah. The students, we've really never had an issue with the students out here. There have been some groups that have come out, like Westboro Baptist Church for one. They allowed them to actually speak over off the corner of 18th and Flint, and in that corner by Urbanowski Park. Obviously, their message, the Westboro Baptist Church message, is not well liked by most, so that caused some controversy. And unfortunately, part of our job is we have to protect the people that do have free speech. So even if we don't agree with it. So yeah, as far as the students go, I don't think we've had too many problems with the students at all.
All right. Do you feel that if it was made more aware that students could speak freely outside of those confines, do you feel like they'd still speak in that area, or do you feel like they would stray away from the area and spread out throughout campus?
I think if it's going to be a big gathering where they're trying to pass the word, then they're going to stay in those confines, and I believe that's what that's meant for. As far as them just getting a grounds use to use a parking lot or somewhere else, I don't think that's a big issue. As far as them speaking their mind in the classrooms, that's part of learning. So, I don't see an issue with that as long as their professor doesn't.
Right. How do you think Texas Tech would react if, per se, a student wanted to set something up and they didn't ask for permission and they just went out to, say, Urbanowski and just started speaking about something? How do you think Texas Tech would react to that?
I don't know how the university react because I'm not in their shoes. Obviously, if we get called over there and it's something that's gathering a crowd, then we're actually going to ask those people to go to the free speech area. But and that's only because, like I said, that area is designated so that they're not interrupting the flow of business out here on campus.
And if they were to refuse, how would y'all respond to that?
There's different things that we could do. I mean, if it's a student, obviously we can't criminally trespass them from the campus because they're going to school out here. But, just sitting down talking to people, you can normally reason with people. It's not anything that, we're obviously going to go out and you've seen the demonstrations where the students refuse to leave areas and you see the police officers pepper spraying them and all that. That's obviously not our intent at all. And we're not going to do that. Now, if we have to forcibly remove somebody, it's because they committed a crime. Other than that, as long as they are allowing the students to walk by and they're not actually getting in people's faces, they're not doing anything that's going to harm the students, the faculty, or the staff, they're not interrupting the flow of business on the campus during the day, we'll report that up to our supervisors and that'll be dealt with on a case-by-case basis. It's, there's not something that we have a set action that we take.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think you got it.